it's something that I get a kick off, I get adrenaline off, and where I came from, it was about survival mode. I mean, the strongest guy would survive, and to survive, you needed to be tough. You needed to show you're tough, and that's where I came from. But I brought it in my game also, and I had moments where it was going against me, moments where it was giving me advantage, and all around me they were talking, like it always says, media, they criticize you, they talk shit about you, and they want to have something to say. But that was me. If I would not be like that, I would not be where I came, or maybe sit here and speak to Piers Morgan. So,
you know, this generation, for kids, you know what I'm talking about. They have everything easy. They have computers, they have good food on the table. They not sacrifice a lot to get what they want. I want to give the best. I want him to suffer a little bit to reach what he wants to be.
To have the hunger that you had.
I think this will be the most difficult part.
You took him back to one of your first apartments, and very interesting, where
the residence where
Yeah.
I used to live, yes.
with your friend, and you took him back there, and it was to teach him really about where you had come from, but you hadn't always had all this stuff.
I remember I was in Lisbon, very normal residence. I can say a poor residence. And I took him to the residence, to the room that I used to live. The same person was there to working there in the building. Incredible. And I see the ladies, and they start to cry when they see me. And I took Cristiano to the room, and I say, Cristiano, look, the daddy used to live here. And he look at me, you joke, no? And I say, no, daddy don't joke, I live here. And he didn't believe. He didn't believe because what he see now, he don't imagine what we sacrificed, the hardest time that we had. He don't believe. So it's hard, but I think I'm gonna be, I know how to do it, to motivate him, to push him, but we'll be here. The difference will be here. I hope, I just pray that I want the mini Cristiano to be like me, but no panic, no problems. You're gonna be whatever you want. I'm not gonna make a pressure, just a little bit. And let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like biggest inspiration for me, it was my dad. It was my father. All my life, it's like I'm doing all these things only because of him. Only because of him, It's like I remember when I fight with like some fights in UFC, I call him after fight right away. I call him like, and I try to get from him like some good words, And he says like, and he beginning to talk about my mistakes, what I make inside the fight. And I'm listening to him, like 2 minutes, and I said, okay, you don't want to say nothing to me? He said, it was good job, just come back, we have to keep training.
Yeah.
It's like, he was like, for me, it's like biggest motivation, He gave me good energy, he gave me good advice, And with him, we knew like what we need, what we want, like exactly. And like since when I was like, maybe like since 2005, 2004, when I beginning training combat sambo with father, like we have the goal, it's like become UFC fighter. We have the goal, but that time nobody compete from Russia in UFC, and it was very hard to sign. Like when I signed end of the 2011, it was almost impossible to sign with the UFC, like someone from Russia.
Yeah.
I was like first athlete, and it was like not many people believe us, but when I see how father believe me, how really want this is giving me like crazy energy.
Where do we go for the facts? What's the truth? Where do we go for that? That's probably a bigger question than what's a fact. I think the facts are an underdog right now. And I'm not sure where to go to find them. The math doesn't seem to be adding up. I'm not looking around so much, and part of the reason I wrote this for my own spiritual therapy, I found myself getting cynical, looking down my nose, not giving people the benefit of the doubt, stereotyping, objectifying full group people in groups. And then the scary part was I started to entertain the idea of, yeah, man, it may just be how it is now. And that scared me. And then I got angry at that, and I'm still in the midst of some anger with that, which is a bit of that rage thing, which makes me act upon it and go, bullshit. I'm not conceding, and I don't think anyone really wants to concede that that's just the way it is. And if it is the way it is, and the reality is not enough to get off to, let's go to the dream. Let's flip that script. I always have gone from nonfiction to say, let's make that the dream. Just keep living. Art emulates life. And that's, in the recent years, has started to pay me back less. How much of that does to do with my own eyes? Probably quite a bit. But whatever it is, still seeing it. And I want to fight against it. So I flipped it and said, let's go to dreams. Let's go to poems, prayers. These are pursuits of an ideal beauty. These are in between the lines. This is in between the math. This is not academic. This is not intellectual. These are ideals that we pursue. The beginner's mind that we have as a child before we know worse. And I don't want to be ignorant. I don't want to be foolishly optimistic. Let's look to those and believe that we can still make those real. Let that bring rhyme to the reason instead of looking to the reason you find the rhyme. Let's get the rhyme communicating with the reason, because life around us is all like reason, neck up, man. So I want to pull some weeds here on this pathway, open up that just one lane dirt top road with potholes, and it's a one way going the opposite way, which way I want it to go. It's going away from the heart. Yeah. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit and go, let's get you two communicating a little bit. You're not gonna win every time, bud, because we like our reason. We want to mind ourselves. But when we make a decision, when we have any kind of certainty or we make a judgment, let's have our heart be a two-factor authenticator before we make that decision. That goes for the compassionate side. That also goes for the consequences of saying the buck stops here with ourselves.
People that you see, it's a kind of a vicious cycle, and they lead their life in a certain way that maybe doesn't coincide or correspond to your choices that you want to make, the new choices, or maybe the new changes. So it's really hard, you know what I mean, living in the big city and deciding you want to go through a transformational journey on a daily basis. We're being exposed to something that is contrary to what you're trying to achieve. I feel like it's reinventing yourself constantly. You know, for me, I've had this kind of upbringing, had the great foundation, and you know, I've achieved incredible things. I was dreaming of becoming #1 in the world and becoming a Wimbledon champion, and that was my dream. I achieved that dream within 2 days. I won Wimbledon, and at the same day became #1 in the world in 2011, in front of my family, in front of President of Serbia who was there. I mean, it was with the welcoming of hundreds of thousands of people on the way back. It's just, you know, once in a lifetime type of experience. And when you do something for the first time, obviously that big, it's just like you're flying to the moon. I mean, it's a kind of an out-of-body experience. But then I felt like I had to set new goals. And because I was, you know, at the time, 2011, I was 23 years old, 24. So, okay, what do I do next? You know, I feel like I'm at, you know, peak of my powers, and I want it. So then I want to win multiple slams. Then I want to win all slams at once. Then I want to win gold medal for my country. Then I want to make history, and so forth, so forth. So I think goal-oriented mind, particularly in sports, but I also in business or anything really, I think is super important, because the clarity, from my experience, is something that is essential to have also peace of mind and to have a calm heart, that you know what you're doing and that you set your goals, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and you know exactly the strategy that you need to implement to achieve them. and you surround yourself with the people who are supporting you, but also people who are telling you what you don't want to hear, you know, giving you constructive criticism, or maybe giving you non-constructive criticism and then putting you very down, but that's also part of the journey. It's also learning how to get up like a phoenix and rise and try to develop a thick skin, so to say. So it's a constant process, really. I don't see myself fully satisfied, if that's maybe a shorter answer, because I have that part of me which is like, you know, I think I can still do more. But the other side of me is like, of course I'm I'm happy and I'm proud, and in a way I can't wait one day for me to reflect on everything. But while I'm still in my active career, I don't have time. Tennis has the longest season of all sports. January starts January, ends almost end of November. And of course I earn my right in a way to be selective with tournaments where I play. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not playing as much, I'm focusing on the big ones. And I'm trying to incorporate all of these other things inside of my career and basically expand the platform and use my voice for other things than just the tennis court. And I'm, you know, super blessed to be in the position that I am. But as I said, it's a constant journey and process.